And hi again, my name is Dylan Black, and welcome to another edition of Daytime Ottawa. We hope you had a great Easter weekend and happy Passover as well. Lots of treasures are sure to be found this Sunday at the Bytown Antique and Vintage Show. With all the details, we say hello to Steve Cunliffe joining us right now. You are with the Bytown Antique and Bottle Club. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a bit about the Antique and Bottle Club?
Well, the club has been around since 1970, and they meet once a month. In members' houses, and they have a show and tell. And,
that's fun.
A little social afterwards.
Okay. And how many members?
There's probably around 40.
Okay. Sorry, I cut you off there, Steve. Continue, please.
And so there's about 40 members. And since they meet in members' houses, they try to keep it down to around that number.
Lots of fun, and this Bytown Antique and Vintage Show has been happening for many years. What number is this?
This is the 46th.
46, congratulations. Before we get into these beautiful plates that are here, can you define antique for me? Because some people, we're in the year 2019, how far back do you have to go to be considered an antique?
Well, antiques are part of our cultural heritage, and the legal definition is 100 years old, but that is tended to blur these days. And antiques now go really up to about 1950 with vintage.
Okay, so vintage would be more 1950s,
50s,
60s.
40s.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about these collector's plates. I'm not going to touch, I'm staying very far away as well because I understand some of them are almost close to 2 centuries old. Start with these beautiful plates, and which one would you like to start with? Because you've got them with scenes of Canada on them as well.
Well, we'll start with the one on the right the
here.
dark blue one.
Okay.
That's from the 1830s.
1830s.
1830s, and it was produced by Enoch Wood and Son, and the view is Montmorency Falls outside of Quebec City. And you'll see, I don't know, at the top of the falls there's a little house. That's Governor Haldeman's little viewing platform.
Wow.
And so each plate has a little story to tell on its own.
Can I ask how you got your hands on this one? Because this is the oldest one in your collection, correct?
Yes, I have a number of the same one. This one will be for sale at the show, as will all of them. So this one I purchased on the internet.
You did? Okay. And how do you know as an antique collector that it is verified to be that age?
Well, I know there's books written on it, so this is a well-known view from that period.
It's beautiful as well. It looks like it's in all mint condition.
Yes.
The value for something like this?
Something like that is around $300 to $350.
So you don't eat off it anymore,
no,
correct? Okay.
No, just for viewing.
Just for viewing, pleasure. Moving along, more plates to look at in the ones in the middle.
The next two are produced by Francis Morley and Company, and they were made in the 1840s, and they're patterned after Bartlett views, which was Bartlett produced a book of engravings in that time period, and they were widely copied onto various things, plates being one of them. So the first one is a view of Chaudière Bridge, that's outside of Quebec City. And then the second one is actually Bytown. It's the locks at Bytown.
Oh, that's something. That's amazing. So can I ask you, do you know how they were manufactured? I mean, who would the artists have been to create these plates?
Yes, these are transferware. So the first three, they came off of views that were produced, engravings. And then they were, from the engraving, a copper plate is made of the engraving, and then it's inked, and then a piece of paper is put on it and pressed on, and then that inked paper is placed on the plate and transferred to the plate, hence transferware, and then later it's fired and glazed.
Amazing. How long would the whole process be, do you think?
These were done on a mass basis, so very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. Okay, so not to be outdone, the final 2 plates that you've got over there?
The other 2 are plates by F.T. Thomas, was the retailer actually in Quebec City in the 1880s. They were done by a company called Cochrane, and they're actually Scottish rather than the other ones which are English. And a little bit different from these. These were taken originally from photographs. Then an engraving was made. Then it goes through the transfer
That is
process.
something. Okay, let's get to the details of this amazing show that's going to be happening on Sunday, Nepean Sportsplex. Pretty reasonable to get in at the admission price.
It's $5.
Okay, and parking free as always.
Parking is free. It's in the back of the Nepean Sportsplex. Next Sunday, it's
Yeah.
9 to 3.
How many vendors would you say that you'll have
There's
on hand?
60 tables, so it's composed of members of the club as well as dealers.
Okay, now when you talk about antiques, vintage stuff, okay, so what can people expect to see?
So this show is primarily smalls, as I call them. It's not furniture. So it ranges from glass, oil lamps, decoys, stoneware, redware, collectibles. There will be some toys, as well as objects from the home, apple peelers, this kind of thing.
Is it too late to be a vendor and to set up? Is everything already set in stone?
Everything is sold.
Okay.
Sold out.
All right, sold out. Well, that's
So
good.
yes, last year was very successful, and we expect the same thing this year.
Okay. All right, sold out for vendors, but not sold out because anybody can attend. I mean, you can pack that place, kids and all
That's
kinds
right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody is welcome.
can I ask you how people can be a part of this club? Your club, obviously, the Bytown Antique and Bottle Club, if somebody's really heavy into antiques.
Well, you can go to the website, and there's instructions there, and it's a vetting process, essentially.
Okay, simple as that. Okay, what time does it all get underway on Sunday?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and I'm sure there's refreshments and all kinds of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're there at 6, starting to load.
Yeah, I could imagine keeping an eye on these precious antiques as well. Steve Cunliffe, thank you very much for being here. Great stuff. Nothing got broken yet. More daytime coming up in moments right here on Rogers TV.